The Big Tale of Little Peppa. Once upon a time, Peppa's best friend, Susie Sheep, came to play. "I've got something to show you," said Susie. "Look, it's me," said Susie. "You're not a baby, Susie," said Peppa, shaking her head. "This is an old photo," Susie explained. "It was taken when I was little." Peppa snorted. Susie was being very silly today. Susie pointed at Peppa. "In the olden days, you were a baby too," she said. "No, I wasn't," said Peppa. "Yes, you were," insisted Susie. "Ask your mummy." Peppa and Susie raced inside. Mummy Pig was working on the computer. "Mummy," cried Peppa, "Susie is making up stories." "No, I'm not," Susie said crossly. Peppa told Mummy Pig about Susie's silly idea that they used to be babies. Mummy Pig took a look on the computer. "Who do you think this is, Peppa?" Mummy Pig asked. Peppa thought that the baby looked a bit like her cousin. "Is it baby Alexander?" she asked. "No," replied Mummy Pig. "That's you as a baby, Peppa." Susie and Peppa giggled. They'd never seen baby Peppa before. George and Daddy Pig came in to see what all the fuss is about. "Look, Daddy," said Peppa. "That's me as a baby." "I remember it," said Daddy Pig. "That photo was taken on our first day in this house." "What do you mean?" asked Peppa. Daddy Pig told Peppa, Susie and George that they had moved into their house when Peppa was very little. "We brought all our things on top of our car," he said. Mummy Pig put some pictures up, said Daddy Pig. Daddy Pig put up a shelf, said Mummy Pig. And Grandpa Pig made us a lovely flower garden, she continued. Peppa and Susie went outside to see what Grandpa Pig's lovely flower garden looked like now. It had completely disappeared. Daddy Pig looked after the flower garden, sighed Mummy Pig. Said Daddy Pig. "We had the wrong kind of soil for flowers." "Was Susie my friend in the olden days?" asked Peppa. Daddy Pig nodded. "Of course," he said. "You and Susie have always been best friends." Peppa wondered what games she played with Susie when they were little. Did we jump up and down in muddy puddles? "No, Peppa," laughed Mummy Pig. "You were babies. You couldn't even walk." "What did we do when we were babies?" Mrs. Pig asked Susie. "You cried, you burped, and you laughed." Susie and Peppa burst out laughing. "Baby Peppa, baby Susie." "When you grew into toddlers," continued Mummy Pig. "But where was George?" asked Peppa. "He was a baby in my tummy," said Mummy Pig. George looked very surprised at this part of the story. "What a funny idea!" Peppa thought for a minute. "Daddy's tummy was even bigger than Mummy's. Is there a baby in there?" she said. "No, Peppa," chuckled Daddy Pig. "This tummy is pure muscle." Mummy Pig said after a little while George was born. And she remembered at the time Granny and Grandpa Pig gave George a very special present. Can you guess what it was, Peppa? Peppa knew straight away. "Mr. Dinosaur!" she cried. Goo goo grrr. Thank you for listening and visit JailinaStories.com to read more great stories.